Hi there, my name is Molly and I'm with the ADEPT study at Stony Brook University. I'd like to thank you and your parents for participating in this study. There are a couple of ways we'd like you to help us collect some important information about you and your health. We are asking you to collect and bring us your saliva or spit samples. Believe it or not, we are able to use samples of your spit to tell us a lot about your health. Within your saliva is a stress hormone called cortisol, and levels of cortisol may vary depending on what time of day it is. The saliva collection kit contains everything you'll need. We would appreciate you collecting 3 weekdays of saliva samples before your first visit with us, so you can bring them with you to that visit. Everyone's body chemistry changes a bit from weekdays to weekends. We would like a consistent measure just from weekdays. In fact, the best days would be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If you need to, though, you can include a Monday or a Friday. We thought it would be helpful for you to see and hear a little bit more about this part of the study. So please open the saliva collection kit and follow along with me to make sure your kit is complete. I'll also walk you through the procedure for collecting your saliva with the kit. Inside, you'll see some plastic saliva collection tubes called salivettes. Each one has an inner and outer tube. You'll also notice a white bottle with a large white cap. This is the container that holds swabs, which will collect your spit. There are 10 swabs in your white bottle, 3 for each day, plus an extra one. The cap on the bottle is special. It electronically records each time the bottle is opened and closed. This will help us to know when you took your saliva samples. You'll also see 3 small bags marked day 1, day 2, and day 3. A large freezer bag, a sheet to record your collection time, an instruction manual. Your kit will also include a digital time stamper that you will use to record the time you collected your spit. In your kit, there is also an ice cream timer to help you remember to take the second sample of each day. You don't need to return this with the rest of the items in your kit. This is our gift to you. When you're all finished with the study, you and your parents will bring back all the materials that we sent in the kit. Please do not throw away anything. Bring back the bottles, any unused swabs, timestamp, and so on. Now let's talk about how you are going to collect the saliva samples. It's not painful and really pretty easy to do. You will notice as I describe the procedure that the times you take your samples are extremely important for our ability to correctly interpret the biological testing that we will do. We will really appreciate your help on getting the timing right. As an incentive, you will win a $10 iTunes gift card if you collect your saliva samples exactly according to the instructions. We are asking you to take 3 saliva samples on each of 3 weekdays. Your first saliva collection should always happen before you get out of bed in the morning. Because you shouldn't get out of bed before taking the first sample, you'll need to start the night before by preparing for the next day's saliva collection. Put the white bottle with the cap, blue dot tube, timestamp, and the saliva collection sheet next to your bed where you can easily get it when you wake up. When you first wake up in the morning, while you're still in bed, unscrew the white bottle and remove a swab. Remember to replace the cap immediately when you've removed one swab. Next, put the swab into your mouth and roll it around for at least 2 minutes. Remember, this isn't a piece of gum, so please don't chew it. That will actually compress the swab and it won't be able to absorb as much saliva. After the swab is completely wet with saliva, remove the salivette's cap. Inside, you'll see a small plastic tube. Be sure you don't take these 2 tubes apart. Place the swab into the small inner tube and finish by putting the cap back on the tube. On the recording sheet, write down the day, date, and time that you took the spit sample in the space provided. To use the time stamper, turn it so the screen is facing you, line up the black arrow on the sides of the time stamper with the edge of the official timestamp box on the recording sheet, press down hard on the time stamper, and you'll hear it stamping. You can lift the stamper after the noise stops. The stamper will automatically stop when it's finished. Once you have finished collecting saliva in your swab, you can get out of bed. Place the blue dot tube inside the freezer bag and then put it into the freezer. The timing of your second saliva sample of the day is also very important to us. We want you to take the saliva sample exactly 30 minutes after your first wake-up sample using the green dot tube. Take the saliva sample the same way you did the first one, and when you're done, place the completed saliva sample in the freezer bag along with your first sample, and put the samples in the freezer. We will ask you to collect one more saliva sample in the evening at 8 p.m. If you've just eaten dinner, make sure you wait a half an hour before taking your sample. Use the red dot tube for this sample. This will be the last saliva sample for the day. Continue to provide saliva samples for the next 2 days. This will give us a total of 9 samples. Please don't smoke or drink caffeinated drinks like coffee, tea, soda, or chocolate. Yes, even chocolate, for at least 30 minutes before taking a saliva sample. In fact, try not to brush your teeth, eat, or drink anything for a full half an hour beforehand. If you forget, don't worry. You can rinse your mouth out with water before taking the sample. This will make sure we get a clean sample for our team. When you're leaving to come to our office for your first visit, place all of the items from the saliva collection kit back into the box, along with the saliva samples from your freezer. Don't worry about the samples being out of freezer while you're traveling to see us. The samples will be fine. Inside of your kit, you will find a set of instructions that go over what I've told you step by step. If you or your parents have any questions about the saliva collection procedure, you'll find a phone number on the saliva collection kit that you can call to reach us. We want to remind you that the information we collect from your saliva will be kept confidential. This means that no one will be able to access this information. Remember, you will win a $10 iTunes gift card if you collect your saliva samples exactly on time according to the instructions. Thanks again for joining our project. The information you give us is very important, and we'll be using it to develop programs that can improve teens' health. Thanks for taking the time to help us out.